that's when we will start to talk.
Okay.
So, did we lose our... Okay, I think we're good there. Okay, we just lost our connection. Right, okay, so then that will start. And okay, I think we are live, Chrissy. And let's see, I'm gonna just check us real quick on my phone, on Facebook on my phone, but I'm pretty sure we are.
I
So
just got an alert.
yeah, cool. All right. Okay, so good evening, everybody. This is Lindsay with JBF Oakland County, and I'm here tonight with Chrissy, who is one of our consignor coaches. She's our newest consignor coach this season, and this is Tuesday Night Tag and Chat. So we are 2 weeks out to load in at the sale. And we're just here tonight to answer any questions that you might have about tagging, and to show you some examples of what tagging is like for the sale. So I'll mention to you guys, we're live right now on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. So hopefully you can all see us and join in. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, because that's what we're here for tonight, to answer your questions. So again, my name is Lindsay, and I own JBF Oakland County. I'm the sale owner and event coordinator. Hey, Tara, how are you? And it's my great pleasure to be able to bring our little, but not so little anymore, mom-to-mom sale to the Oakland Expo Center. Our next sale is March 20th through 23rd at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford, Michigan. The address is 2212 Mall Drive East. This will be a brand new venue for us, and we're super excited because it's a really pretty venue, super clean and organized on the inside, and has a bunch of amenities that we haven't had access to in the past. So we're really privileged to be there, and we can't wait to see all of our sellers and shoppers in just a few short weeks. So, okay, so first, let me let you, Chrissy, talk a little bit more. Do you mind just giving everybody else a quick intro about who you are, what you love about JBF? Go ahead and start with who you are and how long you've been working with JBF, and then I will ask you a couple more questions.
Okay, well, my name's Chrissy. I have 6-year-old twin girls, so we have a lot of clothes. And I didn't find out about JBF until my kids were around 3, and it would have been way more beneficial when they were younger, but I have definitely gotten the most out of it in the past couple years. I actually shop and sell at Oakland County, Grand Rapids, and now Midland, which just opened last fall. So very excited. I live in Midland. Segue there. But I have family in Grand Rapids and Oakland County, so it kind of drew me to those sales. And I'm pretty sure Oakland County was the first sale that I sold at. And after that one, I told Lindsay, I was like, I want to work for you. So I love JBF. I love selling with JBF and getting a bunch of new stuff, getting rid of all my old stuff, and making a little money on the side. It's very nice. So love it.
Awesome. Cool. And so, like I told you guys, Chrissy is one of our 2 consignor coaches. The other one is Crystal Hall. And what our consignor coaches do is they help our sellers prepare for the sale. So, Chrissy, can you give some examples of ways that you've been able to help people in the last couple of weeks?
So we have a seller chat on Facebook. If you have any questions, you can ask there. And Krista, me, or like everyone is very helpful and will chip in and answer as best they can. We also have the Facebook group, so we kind of follow along there and answer any questions that we can. Krista and I will send out texts periodically just to like give a reminder, like how long until the sale, and if you need any help, questions there. Basically, like we're just at your disposal. We've been doing this a while and have a lot of little tricks that can help you, especially as a new seller. It's very overwhelming. So I think having us kind of like eases some of the anxiety about starting because it is overwhelming when you start, but once you like get in your groove, it's easy.
Yeah.
So.
I was just telling somebody that the other day. I was talking to a new seller who mentioned that she's like, I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing all the things right. It's a lot to figure out. And it can, I think, feel a little overwhelming in the beginning, especially if you set a goal to tag all the things, which probably isn't super realistic as a brand new seller. And I will also say that after you've done it once, then you're like, oh, I got this. And then it gets like so much easier. Plus, it's really honestly like it's really fun and kind of like I don't want to say addictive, but I feel like it kind of becomes like addictive. Like people start like looking around their house, like, what else can I sell? You know?
Oh my gosh, I like threaten it. I'm like, do you want me to take that to the sale? Clean up your toys or it's going to the
Yeah,
sale.
yeah. I have a
They
hot
know.
list pack over here that's like it's sitting in timeout in toy timeout, and if it stays in toy timeout for a week, if it's not earned back within a week, it's going to get sold at the sale. So a great way to help your kids learn to pick up after themselves. So, yeah. Okay, so I totally agree with you about that though. So like it's really super fun, and I think that we have a lot to offer our community because what we're doing is we're providing affordability, sustainability, and like all in this context of community, which is really cool. All right, so enough about us and the sale because this is just a little 30-minute tag and chat. I see that we've got a couple people online on Facebook. We've got a fair number of people with us on Instagram. Hey, I see Emma Frank is with us and Angela Gill's with us. I think that other handle is Naomi. But it could be a different Naomi. Anyway, hi, Naomi, whichever one you are. Oh, and I see Jacqueline James just joined in with us. So we've got a bunch of people here watching tonight. So if anybody has any questions, now is time to drop them in the chat. Let us know what questions you have about preparing for the sale. If you're totally new to this, or if you're just like a like wallflower, if you're just like watching our Instagram tonight or in the Facebook seller group, but not like really sure, watching us on YouTube, whatever it might be, drop us a comment in the chats and let us know what questions you have. I'm going to actually open up the YouTube right now so that I can follow the comments that come through there as well. But yeah, we're going to show you some examples of tagging. And I think that's where we'll start, unless I start to see specific questions come through. So, all right, here's one of the questions people have been asking a lot in the last like couple weeks. Textiles, baby textiles. Like, how do I prepare my baby textiles for the sale? So, Chrissy, what do you tell people to do when they're asking about preparing like infant and toddler items, blankets, swaddles, bedding, sleep sacks, that kind of stuff?
I actually just had this question the other day. I like to do it on like pant hangers if you have them. If not, I'll pin it on like a regular coat hanger, shirt hanger. But I did see some people like bagging them, which you're more than welcome to do with blankets and like swaddles and stuff like that. I feel like people want to look at it. So it's a little bit better to have it open and like hung up so that they can flip through, see if there's any stains, like feel the texture of it. Cause I know like my kids, I started them on Little Sleepies way too young, and now they are the bougiest pajama wearers ever. So it has to feel a certain way or they won't use it. And I feel like parents are the same way. So just kind of keep that in mind. And when you're packaging your stuff or like preparing it for the sale, think about what you would want as a buyer. So like when I'm shopping something, obviously I'm going to want to check for stains, holes, and stuff like that. And sometimes it's a little bit harder if it's in a bag, but sometimes that's unavoidable.
Totally. I totally agree with you. And I think that's super helpful. I always say JBF Oakland County is a grace place. So there's not really like a wrong way to do it, right? Like wrong would be like you show up with stuff in a tub and think you're going to put it on a table, right? We're a department store style mom to mom sale. So you do have to have all your items priced and prepared. And then we're going to set them out in that department store type of format. But in terms of the actual prep for the sale, there are better ways and okay ways, and we'll survive whichever way you do it. So if you've already put swaddles or blankets or something like that in a bag, that's perfectly fine. I would recommend that anytime you put something fabric in a bag, you do not seal that bag with the clear packing tape. We always recommend sealing bags with clear packing tape so all of the pieces in the bag stay together. And that's super true for things like toys, where our littlest shoppers would love to, they're just like so excited and they would love to like open that bag and see all the things in it. So clear packaging tape can be really helpful for that. And if you're going to do textiles, at least like don't put any clear tape on there, because then there's less of a barrier to somebody. They can open up the bag and they can still feel and touch and everything. We also put signs up through the whole sale so that people are aware, if they read, that there is a holds and testing station where bags can be opened and they can examine items more closely. So if you do have things in bags, that's okay. But I did grab an example of a blanket. So let me show you what this looks like. Chrissy said, if you've got pant hangers, use those. And I 100% agree. I think that's a great way. We used to have pant hangers when we first started, like 4 sales ago, and now they've all kind of gotten accidentally sold with items, and so we no longer carry pant hangers. But what you can do is you can use a pant hanger, or if you don't have one, you can just use a regular hanger. And in the case of this little blanket that's like super cute and like in pristine condition, I did put safety pins on it because I don't want it to like fall off. So the safety pins are going to secure it here. This one didn't feel like it was going to end up too like slidey or like all over the bar for me. And so I was lazy and I put it on this bottom bar. But if you're worried about the item getting like all like bunched up like that on the hanger as it hangs, then you can also pin these from the top bar of the hanger. And so we always recommend that you do that with pants, with things like blankets or swaddles, anything where it's feeling like it's going to move around a lot on the bottom bar of the hanger, you can pin to the top. This is an example of having done it with a pair of swaddles. They're bundled. They're safety pinned together, and then they're both safety pinned through the top bar, not the bottom bar of the hanger. And so when you give this guy a shake test, it is like not going anywhere. It's going to stay put really nicely. So those are a couple examples of ways that we like to do textiles, and 100% agree that really the key is just making sure that things are touchable and feelable and everything. Okay, so I'm going to look at the chat for a second. Angela says, super helpful to shop first and see how things are tagged and packaged if you're feeling intimidated. She's totally right. And I will say, another resource we have is that we just uploaded 11 brand new videos to both our Facebook seller community group and to our YouTube channel. They were made by JBF, our company, and they're department-based videos. So I think the longest one is maybe 5 minutes. They're all short, like between 2 and 5 minutes, and they go through clothes, shoes, books, infant essentials, toys, and they demonstrate for you how to prepare each item from each one of those departments with some of those best practices. So if you want like visuals and you haven't shopped at a sale before, like Angela suggested, then I would definitely go check out our YouTube channel. I've put them all in a playlist, and I think I can even copy that playlist link and post it in the chat for everybody. So here I go. What are some other things that you have been answering for people lately?
A lot of questions about like drop off times and stuff like that, but that's more kind of on a one by one basis.
Yeah.
I think at this point, with it being like 2 weeks out, a lot of people are getting into that like crunch time where they're like, okay, I have to get this done. And that's usually me like the night before panic tagging. So, just like different ways to tag things, I think. And what you said earlier that someone had mentioned about shopping a sale before, I did that first, and it actually opened my eyes to all the other things that you can sell there, because there was so much that I didn't think of. And like as my kids have grown out of like sippy cups and like the plastic plates, kids silverware, things like that, like you can sell that so easily and people need it, so they're going to buy it. And like, why not pass it along to another mom, you
Yep.
know? So
Yep.
that kind of stuff. And one place I've completely neglected to look is outside, because up until like yesterday, we've been buried in snow. So I totally forgot about all the stuff in the garage and all that. So I'm attempting to tackle that this week.
Yeah.
But
Yep. It's so
especially with the summer sale, like you want the
yeah.
outdoor
Yeah,
stuff.
it's the spring summer sale, right? So yeah. And I love, like, as a pro tip, I love to leave large items to last. If you're like, 6 weeks out from the sale and you're just getting started and you want like an easy, like dip the toe in, large items are a nice thing to do. If you're getting down to crunch time and you're like, I want to see like a tangible impact in the space in my house and the size of my paycheck that I'm going to get from participating in this sale, large items are the way to go, because it's going to be spring. So we'll have hundreds of shoppers looking for things like cozy cubes, slides, panda climber play structures, picklers, trikes, the little red rider, balance bikes, scooters, like all of those types of things. Bring those to the sale and we will sell them. They're so in high demand for our spring season. We also have a program with JBF Oakland County where when you bring 5 large items to the sale, and those items are priced appropriately, which, nuances we can talk about in the seller group, we give you a 25 JBF buck bonus. So that is basically a gift certificate to shop at the sale. And that allows you to keep more of your paycheck in your pocket. It's our way of saying thank you for bringing those to us, because we know it can be hard to like bring the big stuff to get it all in the car. And we're really grateful and appreciative that you bring it. So when you bring 5 approved large items to the sale and all of those outdoor things that I just listed count, then we'll pay you 25 JBF bucks. So definitely don't forget about those. I think some of the other like highest.
To add on real quick, there
Yeah.
is a graphic that Lindsay posted in the group that has a list of all the things that are approved for that 25 JBF bucks too.
Yeah. And like we say, this is a grace place. So if you have something that you think should qualify and it's not on that list, just ask and we'll see if we can include it. I think a couple other like must hit sections if you're a new seller and you want to really have a successful first sale. Some of our like high sellers, like really high sell through, shoes. If you have high quality shoes, gently used, in good condition, bring them. We sell shoes like oh, like there's like barely any left at the end of the sale. And we do have a play shoe program. So if you have shoes that have minor cosmetic flaws but are still functional, they, shoes that wouldn't meet our quality and our inspection standards but that are still functional, they just have maybe like a stain or something like that, then we can also sell those in our play shoe category, which is a special program we run where we ask you to price shoes $2 or less. They must be priced to reduce and donate, and you can bring those to the sale as well. You have a limit of 5. There's no limit on shoes that are like ordinary shoes because they sell really well. So I recommend starting with shoes. If you haven't done that, it's a must-hit category. What are some of your other must-hit categories? If somebody's like, tell me where's the biggest bang for my buck, I know I can't do it all this season. And that's okay. We know you can't either. And that's why we have 3 sales a year. Okay. But anyway, if I can't do it all this season, I'm new, but I want to have a successful sale. I want to get 100 items tagged. What would you hit for sure? I definitely do large items and shoes. What would you do, Chrissy?
Toys.
Toys.
Toys sell so fast. Like
Mhm.
I've gotten rid of so many toys. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get rid of more.
Yeah.
Toys are good. Books. I feel like our last sale, the books were like gone. Like,
Yeah.
and there are so many books. This sale, a lot of swim stuff. So puddle jumpers, things like that. Those things are expensive. So I actually have gotten some backup ones to save at my parents' house and stuff at these sales so that I'm not like hauling it with me all the time or forgetting it and then going and buying a new one. That's a big one. I don't really use it anymore, but infant essentials is like a huge area. I have a few friends that recently just had babies, so I kind of was looking through there the last sale and found some really good deals on like there's been like a lot of new pacifiers, new bottles. Like there's so much that's like brand new that when you're a new mom and you have a baby shower, you get so much. And sometimes your kids don't take to certain things. So it's just way, way better.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny you say that because that's actually how I got started selling with JBF. So like I started selling when my daughter was only a year old, and I shopped as an expecting mom with my second, and I had my daughter, and I realized that I was missing out on all of the opportunity to shop first, because I was just shopping. And I was expecting a boy, so I needed like boy clothes and stuff. And there were also just so many things that I got like a duplicate of or a triplicate of, like bibs. Oh my goodness. Like I have 3,000 bibs, and I just, even with 2 kids, I knew I wasn't going to need 3,000 bibs, right? Or like a baby swing that my daughter, she was in it for about 30 seconds, and I just had a gut feeling. I'm like, "You know what? I don't think my son is going to like this any better than she did." All of that kind of stuff that was like my extras that I didn't really need. That's the stuff that I took to JBF when my daughter was only a year old and sold the first time that I sold with a sale, so that I could earn extra money to get the things that I did really want for my new baby, right? So then I got the bouncer that I thought was going to work better for us, and I got the types of bottles that we were using and not the other 15 bottles that we never used, right? And all of those kind of things. So, and as you know, as my kids get older, at first it was like selling my daughter's clothes as she was aging out. And then I had money to buy both clothes for her and clothes for my son because I didn't have any boy clothes, because the discounts are 50 to 90% off, right? So it definitely makes it worth it. And I think it can be worth it even when you have little kids, because the truth is that we just get so much stuff that we don't need. So you start taking those resources, redistributing them in the community to people who do want them, and then you use your earnings to get what you need now. And often things that maybe were like would have been nice to have, but you might not have ever been able to afford it before. And now you can splurge on it because you have the resources to be able to, because it's cheaper and because you've made some side money, right? So those are some of our pro tips. We have about 5 minutes left. I'm just checking the chat again to see if anybody has any other questions. We have a lot of people on Instagram. I'm impressed. We have like 20 people watching on Instagram. Thanks, guys. Any other pro tips that you have, Chrissy?
Not really. I actually am tagging right now, and I found some stuff like as I've been packing it for a upcoming sale. I found stuff that is out of the size that I'm tagging now. So I'm like just setting it aside, and I'm like, I'll just sell it at the next sale. I'm not like digging through. Because when you're packing for the sale, it is very beneficial to look at the graphics that Lindsay has provided as far as like floor layout, kind of like how to packing by gender, by size, and hyper merchandising it. Because the first time I did drop off, I'm pretty sure I was there for like 2 hours because I was a hot mess when I left my house.
Yep.
And now it's a lot easier now if you pack accordingly and label everything.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Yep. And so I will send out a full, complete drop off guide, like with all of the very particular nitty gritty details that you probably didn't even want to know, about a week. So, in about next week, before the sale. And until then, in the weekly seller emails, so the last 2 that I sent, and you'll get one more before this drop off guide comes out, there is a link in there that will take you to the infographic that just discusses how to organize your stuff in your car before you get to the sale, or how to pack it before you get to the sale. Because I'll tell you, I always know who organized their stuff and who didn't. Who organized their stuff are like, drop off was great. It took me 30 or 45 minutes. And the people who didn't organize their stuff are like, I've been here for 3 hours.
hey, it's me. I'm
So
pretty sure I also opened both airlock doors at the last venue. So
hashtag normal door.
yes.
Hashtag normal door. Yeah. And we all have 6 of them. There are, or maybe it's 5, but there are multiple doors, right? There's a garage door, there's a back double door, there's like 5 or 6 doors in the front. We have multiple points of access, so that should help with traffic and flow a lot. But yeah,
I think that's like my favorite part.
Yeah.
I'm most excited about.
Yeah. But yeah, if you just do a simple, like, it's always close. Close is the one that's challenging. If you haven't organized, it's going to take you a lot of time while you're there at the sale to organize it. So just as you're tagging, just make sure all my girl stuff is together, all my boy stuff is together. Things are in sizes. So if it's size 4, size 5, size 6, they're all together. And then even if you haven't looked at our guide, just think about like things go together. So all my pants, all my tops, all my dresses, and that'll do ya. And then if you've got like a bag or a tote or something, when you get to the sale, you're just gonna go to the size 4 section and you're gonna grab your bundle of pants and hang and go on, and grab your shirts and hang and move on. And it will be way easier, but the key really is to be organized about it. And if you're not, that's okay. And you'll get through it because everybody does. And I have never in 4 sales, knock on wood, had someone in 4 sales who I had a great conversation with at drop off, whether it was taking a long time or they did it really fast, who came back at pickup and told me, Lindsay, this was not worth it for me. I've never had that happen yet. So I think that most people will agree. And that's got to be why we keep growing the way we are, that it is worth it. So be brave. Don't be nervous about it. Be brave. Ask all the questions. This is a grace place.
And at drop off, if it is overwhelming, there are people there to help. Like if you feel like you're in over your head, like grab someone and we will help you. And that's another one of my favorite things about JBF is everyone is so nice. Like I have gotten that comment and compliment from so many people because I worked registers at your sale multiple times that like people come in and they're like, everyone's just so nice and so helpful. So don't be intimidated. I feel like it's a judgment-free zone. So
absolutely.
it's a safe place.
Yeah. It's a safe place. It's a grace place. We're like all of us are parents. We get it. Life can be challenging, and we're a community that's here to help each other. So that's like our purpose. That's why we do this. So yeah. All right, we are at 30 minutes. I'm going to check real quick. I don't see any new comments. I think that is it. So for tonight, I think we've covered what we need to cover, and we're going to keep on keeping on. We'll be back next week, or I'll be back next week for Tag and Chat as well. Looking to have a new guest with me next week. So watch for texts and emails about that. Same time, same place. And then the following week, on Sunday, I'll be live for all of those of you who are actually selling with us this season, is exclusively in our Facebook seller group, giving you a walkthrough of what to expect at drop off. Okay. And until then, we'll say good night. Good night. Okay. Thanks, everybody.